What if I told you your fibroids, PCOS, tumors and cysts are the physical manifestation of your internal world? But the suppression of the expression has existed since ages and years in our mothers, in our grandmothers, in everyone. But why there is a rampage and pandemic of these diseases into us modern women? What is going on exactly? And how can we really resolve it? The question is, the suppression existed since ages, but why the diseases are causing right now? In fact, women were more suppressed back then, at least we are speaking right now. But the question is, why? And how can we resolve this? Today I'm here to discuss on how this modern life is impacting us and what is the conflict and war going inside that are causing us these diseases, and how can we really resolve this? Hi, my name is Monali and I have been deeply researching upon a woman's mind, body and soul connection and why these diseases are causing in a woman's body suddenly in the last 20 or 30 or maybe in the last 50 years, where women are removing their uterus, they're getting fibroids, they're getting PCOS. PCOS is fairly a very new disease that is in the market. Every second woman is suffering from this, but my question to you is that why this is happening? Is it because of poor lifestyle? But what is lifestyle? What do we really need to fix? Until and unless we really discuss this, people are still going to sell us business. They are going to sell us hefty money business and make fool out of us. They are going to fix the outside of us. These fertility and reproductive diseases are suddenly causing rampage in women's life. It all started when last year I had got an autoimmune disease and I recovered from it. But post that, I started researching on why this is happening, and to my knowledge, I realized it's the emotional states that causes us these diseases. It's the emotional rampage that we have in our body and we cannot really process it well. It is because of that. The suppression of our expression, it is causing us that. I had to go through 2 surgeries, but I'm okay now. But that research of mine helped me reverse my PCOS. It helped me reverse my mom's migraine and to live a fulfilled life. Again, it's not an easy life, but then at least I'm in my truth. I can say no to people and I have really healthy boundaries with men. So today the topic is how patriarchy is still leading us and why the reason for these diseases is patriarchy. So last year looked like me when I was working in a corporate. I was handling literally a lot of men around me and I was living a life. I was having so much fun. I was traveling here and there until I realized about their autoimmune disease. In my corporate, I was definitely working. I loved the job that I do, but I was not happy. I was not content. I didn't know something was wrong, but I didn't know what. I was working abroad. I was living on my own, but I was lonely inside. I was not happy. I had women around me, but they were not so supportive. I had people around me, but I didn't feel good with them. So there was something missing in my body, which I had no idea what was it. Every morning, I would just get up and crib my life. Like, I would question this. Why am I doing this? What is the reason? Okay, fine, I got independence, but am I happy with that? Am I happy with what I'm doing? Am I happy with how I am living? And again, the last option is left is to get married, but again with a man and then live on a man's rule is something that I don't know, which I was sure of. I was not sure of myself to get married, because if I was unhappy with myself, then how can I be happy with someone? I would feel pretty low. I would want to stay at home. I would feel pretty unhappy, but then I would also feel guilty because I was taking their money, so I had to work. I had to work with my whole heart, whereas I was not ready. Something in me said no. She's not happy in the work she's doing. Living on a man's calendar, waking up every day 7 o'clock, going home, cooking, doing child labor, and then going to sleep and then coming back. It's not the cycle that I want, at least not I want, and I'm sure you don't either. And if you like it, then I don't know, please comment and let me know how do you do it. Maybe we can have a different perception discussion. But again, that's when I dig deeper and I realize that there is something deeper to it. So to my knowledge, I have always been a fan of Louise Hay. Louise Hay has been an amazing therapist, I would say, and she tells that if you fix things inside, you can fix your diseases. She has solution for cancer, for other autoimmune disease, and other diseases too. So let me tell you how it all started and where are we modern women today and why these diseases are up for us right now. So it all started 5,000 years back, where humans were living in peace, harmony, and they were not living in cities, they were living in communities, they were living in tribes. Every gender had its own role and nobody was superior or inferior to any gender. Women were healers, they were spiritual doctors, they were the caretakers, and they were the loving people that they have always been. They were strong, they were independent, and they loved what they do. On the contrary, men were powerful too. Women were powerful, they were licious. And men were powerful too. They were the protectors, they were the hunters. And then something shifted. Humans discovered lands, not just living on it, owning it, controlling it, inheriting it. See, when you own a land, you pass it down to your inheritance. But a man never knows if a child is biologically his own child, but a woman always knows. So men who were owning the agriculture or the land, they got scared. They were like, oh my God, if the child is not mine, then to whom do I give this land to? That's how the greed started increasing. That's how the fear started increasing. That's how the panic came in the picture. And that's when the women became exclusive to one man. Now the woman's job was to deliver kids and to give as many kids as possible so that the man can expand his business, can expand more the children, more the power, more the money. And that's how it started becoming the family culture. It started. And what a woman became? A woman became someone who just delivered kids. Now a woman's ability was only about how many kids and how healthy kids she can deliver. About her desires, creativity, power, there was nothing that could be done about it. And women definitely agreed to it because it was a need of the hour. They didn't know how long it's gonna go. And that's how patriarchy was discovered. And then they invented marriage. They invented a contract. When a woman's go to a man's house to deliver kids, to take his lineage and inheritance ahead, her desires, not necessary, her anger, not important, her desires or her pleasure, doesn't care, does not matter. All that mattered was how many sons she can produce while staying quiet and being obedient. Because the men were working hard, so the hard work was given more priority than what she was doing from her body, within her body. It didn't matter to the society because the society till then had become patriarchy. We women had lost our powers, and since 5,000 years we had been absorbing this in our blood, in our DNA, from a culture, from a society, from our mothers, and from every woman and the man that is living on the planet. They had been taught, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Today it's not even our fault. Then something happened slowly. 100 years back, our mothers started fighting for their right, and we won. We got the right to vote, we got the right to live, we got the right to divorce, we got the right to buy our own land. If women got to work, we got to earn our own money. There were a lot of rights that were given to us. But at what cost? We entered the system, but the system never changed for us. The system was always made for patriarchy. It was always made on man's cycle. It was never meant for us. We entered the system, but the system never changed. So yeah, we got independence, but at what cost? At the cost of loneliness. Now let's talk about today's generation. We as generation, we have been raised by mothers who had seen freedom but never felt it, who had seen freedom from the four walls. That's when she decided that she's going to raise a girl who does not need a man. She's so free, she has her own career, she has her own money, right? She's free, she's independent. But she never taught us boundaries. She never taught what a man wants from you. She never taught how to be aware. She never taught. She always said, you don't need a man. But you are also told deep in your bones, be kind, be sweet, be pretty, don't be angry, don't be too loud. Don't be this, don't be that, don't be loud. And this is the exact contradiction that is going on in your body. There is a war going inside your body. Every morning you wake up, you don't feel like going to the office. There's so many desires and pleasure that you are abandoning because you feel selfish. You wake up in the morning and you suppress what your body says. Your body wants to rest. Your body wants to sleep one more hour because you are in a luteal phase, because you are in a follicular phase, because you are in a ovulation phase. And while they are fighting, the system keeps going on. The system does not care where you come from. The system does not care what cycle you are on. It is running on the cycle that it has always been. It does not care if you're ovulating or if you're on a follicular. But your body does. Your disease is not random. It is your body's signal to say that it is done. I cannot live in the system anymore. I want to rest. You work like a man the whole day. You work with these men for the whole day. Yeah, you push, you perform, you hustle, you create. You just do everything you want to do that has been told to you to tell that you earn this freedom. This is you. You're independent. You are worthy. And then you go home. You do the chores that was told to be as a woman. You cook, you clean, you do the child labor, you do the emotional labor to men, to women, and to everyone in their life. And anytime you want to buy something for you or do something for you, you feel guilty. Men never felt guilty. And again, the conversation is not about men. The conversation is about you, about the basic rights of what your body is asking. We women work in a 28-day cycle, and the system was never meant for us. We are always supposed to work as per our cycles. You must be in your late 20s or in your early 30s or maybe in your late 40s. If today you are getting to know that we are in a 28-day cycle person or a gender, this is astonishing. Why we would never thought about this? Because this thing, nobody wants to come out because we will start questioning it. We will start abandoning things. We will start remembering our power. We are living in absolute contradiction. We want to have fun, but we feel tired. We want to work, but we feel tired. We want to buy things, but we feel guilty. Because that's how our upbringing has been. She hustles like a man in the office, and then she comes home and her body tells to rest. Please stop, I cannot take it anymore. But she says, no, just one more task, just one more thing. I want to tell that I can do it all. Woman, this is not just about you, this is generational. And who are we to break the generational trauma? But then all I care about is myself and how I can be free from this. Now the question is, what is the solution for this? But before that, let me tell you how your emotional states manifest as a physical matter in your body. Fibroids. Fibroids is a matter that is manifested from the way you think and the way you process. Every time you suppress your anger, your expression, you suppress your desires, you give that suppression to your uterus, and it creates something which is unnecessary. Like the intensity goes inside because there is an energy. Your desire is an energy. It has to land somewhere. If it is not getting manifested outside, if you are not acknowledging it outside, it will go inside. PCOS. Man, in PCOS, there are small cysts which often occurs in the ovaries. But the question is how? Because your ovaries is really generating male hormones for you to sustain a male-dominated society. They are causing androgens. They are killing the femininity and building masculinity in you. Facial hairs and other masculine traits in a woman's body. Autoimmune diseases. It is when your immune system starts attacking itself. You often suppress your desires, you often suppress your pleasure, and your system thinks that suppression or going against the body is a new normal, and that's how it starts attacking itself. So what is the solution? Again, I would talk about The solution, which ideally should be the case, but I don't know how practical this is, the solution is to start honoring your cycle. Our cycles are in 4 phases. It's important that we sit with our cycles and understand where are we most active, what do we really want in life, and start honoring our pleasures and desires. We cannot run on a man's calendar. We have to stick to our calendar. Ovulation is when you're most active. Luteal is when you go inside. It's like half moon, full moon, and it's a very interesting phase to understand. When I understood, I loved it. Again, I haven't really had the time to analyze my cycles, but if you do, let me know how does that go for you. Another is rebuilding community. Our grandparents always had community, even though they were suppressed inside in front of their men, but they had women to discuss what's going on. They were close enough. They used to have a regular touch. They used to do things together. There was no ambition bigger than a meal or going to someone's marriage. Life was simple. But today we have bigger ambitions. We have dreams to chase. We are chasing rather than attracting and being in a body. And there's so much hosh posh around us that we often do not look inside. It's important we rebuild the community, we change our perspective, we share our perspective, and interact with each other physically, mentally, emotionally. And today social is the way, but again, it's very important to have a community. If you're having a fucked up food, at least this would save you. Earlier, the women, they were fucked up inside, but at least they had clean food. Right now, the food is shit, but at least you can stay inside. You can stay clean inside. In the man's world, we have been told that ambition is aggression. We have been told softness is weakness. We have been told we women are weak. Whatever we do, it's not enough or whatsoever. Again, I'm not acting like a victim, because I have been the one who thought ambition is aggression. I would aggressively chase like anything until I really tapped into my body, until I really tapped into my senses, and I realized who I am and what all powers do we really, really have. It's important you tap inside your own body, because your body is a temple. It has so much to give you if you really tap into it, if you listen to it, if you slow down. Because hustling, chasing, these are all man's job, man. It's not us. We are absolutely superior and beautiful being, who can stay inside and attract wealth and abundance while you are there, while you are creative. Very important is having straight boundaries with men. So when we went out to work, in our DNA, we were never used to of handling 100 men at one time. Honestly, I know how difficult men can be. They don't understand no. They don't understand the thing called boundaries. They don't understand when we say we don't like this joke, but then they still keep doing it because their ego get hurt. They are naturally ego-driven people, some obviously. The point that I want to tell you is that it is very important for you to have boundaries in your workplace or wherever you are. When I say boundaries, you have to be powerful inside to know what works for you and what does not. And if you don't do it, you would feel constantly unsafe around you, and that unsafety causes a lot of chaos inside. It activates fight or flight, and then your body shuts down your reproductive organs because it feels it's not safe to reproduce. Cut down your male friendships. I don't know how to tell you, but cut down your male friendships. I'm so grateful that this year happened to me, because I was able to research a lot about this, and I'm so glad to be sharing this knowledge and information and research with all of you. It's important for us to understand ourselves as a woman and as a human, and we men and women are not equal. They are at their own, we are at our own, but we women are running on a man's cycle. It's important for us to understand our cycle, our body, our needs, and unless and until you won't do this, you would not be able to reverse any disease, and this is just the start. I want you to understand your body deeply and tap into your body. Ask yourself, what do you really want? It's gonna be not easy, it's not gonna be easy. Ma Parvati did almost 3,000 years of tapasya to get to Shiva, but in that tapasya, she didn't chase Shiva, she became who she was always meant to be. She discarded every layer of society that society had put on her, culturally, emotionally, mentally. She literally burnt everything away to become so pure. It's time for us to, if you want to live a fulfilled life, this is a chance, because we are magnetic, we are powerful, we are intense being. Let your energy land in the right direction, because right now your energy is manifesting it into diseases. I love you.